you like a Würfel Reviews logo? If you do, then you might want to buy a t-shirt with the channel's logo. Just head to geekygoodies.com/würfelreviews and grab a t-shirt for yourself or your friends. By buying Würfel Reviews t-shirts, you are supporting the channel, and I'm thankful for that. And don't forget that you can also support the channel through Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/würfelreviews and choose the reward level that suits you best. Your support means a lot. With enough support, this channel will continue providing you with the content, and you will be able to contribute to that as well. Thank you to everyone who watches and supports the channel. Hello there folks, today we're taking a look at the game called Zoo Ball. It's published by Osprey Games and the designer is Duncan Molloy. And in this game you are in this anthropomorphic world where the animals are playing a king of sports, the Zoo Ball. And you have defenders and an attacker, a scorer, and you're trying to score goals. So, and it's a flicking game as well, by the way. Let's take a look at how the game works. So the whole point of the game is just flicking discs. And basically you're playing those teams here. You have one attacker in yellow, you have 3 defenders. And the whole point for you is to score 3 points, then you win the game. How you score, you need to get your attacker, your yellow disc right here inside the circle. In the smaller or bigger circle, depends on what difficulty you want to play with. So, how are you going to play the game? On your turn, you either can flick up to 3 of your defenders, or one of your attackers. Only one flick with your attacker. That's what I want to say. So, you do this. You basically flick those, for example, like that. Why you want to flick the defenders? Maybe you either want to reposition them and defend your circle, or you want to maybe block the opposite attacker, or let's say you want to just flick away or just punch away the defenders of the opposite team and such. So that's one way. So you flick up to 3 of your defenders, or you flick your attacker. And then your opponent goes and he can flick, he or she can flick up to 3 defenders or 1 attacker. And the game goes like that. You flick stuff, and then at some point if somebody will land on a inner circle, I mean somebody, one of the other team's yellow attacker will land in a circle, then they will score points, then you will restart and start again. You put your discs out here and just play again. And you play until somebody scores 3 points. And that's the whole game. Now, there's also a variant where you can play with 4 players. And now you have those 2 as well here. Those 2 teams. How you play the 4-player games. So, here you have this triangle area for each scorer. And this is the scoring area basically. And then you have your field for defenders as well. And so basically like that. So the whole thing about 4-player game is that this player is playing against that player diagonally. So the black player is playing against the white player. The red player is playing kind of against the blue player. But you all are kind of playing against each other. Whoever out of the 4 people, of the 4 teams scores 3 points will win the game. The thing is that those 2 can score only on that diagonally opposite side. So the red must score to blue, and the blue must score on a red side. So if the blue's scorer will land on a red triangle, then they score. So, but the thing about this one is that when you play a 4-player game, you're all mashed up together here in this arena, in this field, and sometimes you want to use your defenders to maybe defend red player. Why? Because if they will score, maybe they will win the game. So it's race towards points, although you can only score to the opposite side. And that's how you basically play the 4-player game. Let's go to my final thoughts. So what to say about Zoo Ball? So, component and artwork wise, I do like the artwork here. It's like a book style type art. It's very lovely. It's funny here as well. And the components, so this mat that you flick on, it's nice because the discs flick well there. They basically fly on this mat. But the biggest problem, it's very thin, and it's this type of mat that you fold it and then you put it back into the box, and then you unfold it from the box and it doesn't stay flat. And that's the biggest problem, and I don't know what to do about that one. I just play like that, so I cannot iron it every time. Or I don't think you should even iron it. You will maybe ruin it. So anyway, that's the flaw of the component, is that, I mean, that's a positive and negative. So it's a good mat for flicking, but it's not good for folding, and maybe you need to hold it straight, but where it's quite big. So that's that. When you go to the gameplay, so it's extremely simple. And that's another thing where this game is maybe a hit or miss for those who look at this, like when you look at my review right here, then you think about, I don't know. So the negative and the positive about the game is that it's extremely simple. It doesn't sound like much of a game. So this is kind of the same thing, because when I explain to you, basically you flick discs and then you need to score, and that's it. There's nothing more, and the rules are extremely simple. But that's a cool thing because it's extremely accessible. You put it on the table, you say 3 defenders, flick those 3, or flick the scorer. You need to get in a circle with your scorer with that yellow orange type. So that disc right here, you win. You win the points, get 3 times, you win the game. So that's the whole thing. And the 4-player game, which is very nice as well. So I played 2 players, I played 4 players. I like the 4-player because there is lots of mess, but it can maybe, or not maybe, it will make the game longer, but it will add this kind of a spice to the game. Because the thing about the 4-player game is that, each one of you will diagonally go into his corner to score. But sometimes, and I was doing that, and the other players were doing that. So you saw the other player that's not involved with me, he saw that my opponent will score a point and he will win the game. So that player who is not involved with me is starting to get involved in my situation, because he needs to defend, because he wants to score 3 points and get the win, because out of 4 players, only 1 will be the winner. And it doesn't matter that, like, directly I'm only playing with one opponent, but I'm kind of playing with everyone. And that creates an extra layer, and that I like the most. I mean, like, the 4-player game is really cool. The 2-player games, it's just much faster. You just put it out, you play it. 2-player game works fine. 4-player game is much, much better. And that's the whole thing I want to say about Zubol, is that it's just extremely simple. And when you look at the review, when you look at this box right here, when you think about it, look at the components, it's underwhelming. You don't really think that it's fun until you start playing. Then you feel like, oh yes, it might be not fun for some, flicking and such. So it's hit or miss if you like or not, do not like flicking. But I was also like, I took a look at this game as like, I don't know, it's so few components and sounds so simple. And the flicking game, I have Catacombs behind me right here, so it's an amazing flicking game here. And so, and I said, High School was the one. So I was like, I don't know. And I was surprised when I played this game, and it creates kind of a gambler type thing in you when you like, you want to play more, because you want to score, you want to get this flicking right, you want to get into that circle with your scorer, or into that triangle with your scorer. And it just, I don't know, it's very lovely game. I do like it. It's not for everyone, it's hit or miss. The negatives are positives as well, so you just need to decide for yourself if it's for you or not. But it's Zubol, and I will give it a bronze Würfel medal. I think it deserves it with just a few components. There's actually fun in this game. So, that's Zubol. Thank you for watching. We'll see you another time. Bye. This channel is sponsored by Osprey Games. Check them out at ospreypublishing.com.